Hello, my name is Teddy, and I am a daughter, a friend, a pet mom, a fiance, and a student. My childhood was relatively normal for someone living in a westernized country, growing up in a middle class family. I went to school, I made friends, and I did different activities. I am an only child, so growing up, I had a lot of time to myself, and my pets became the siblings that I never had, which has transformed into my love for animals that I have today. Something that reassures me is the younger people that I see who are motivated and inspired to be change agents. I see young people who truly want to make a positive change in the world and be a positive impact. And I think that's very special. I also think that our young people face a lot of different obstacles than their parents or other generations, particularly in the realm of technology. I think this era of technology has led to some unintended consequences, especially with social media. I think that young people are often exposed to social media that shows fame and celebrities and perhaps unrealistic beauty and lifestyle standards, which can create issues for young people. I think that a lot of them are lost or confused about who they are or who they should be. But I also think social media can be very powerful because it allows us to be interconnected with people all over the world and to have communication with people that are in different countries, and that's something that's new in the age of people, so I think that's very cool to be a part of. Something that drives me is the negativity that I've learned about in relation to environmental challenges. For example, human impact on climate change. I think that's something that is disheartening but motivating for me because it shows me that I know what I want to do and I know what my passions are, so I think that's really special. Something that I hope for the future generations is that we have a world that's better than when we found it, and that seems to be a common goal that people have. Most people want to leave the world better than they found it, but I'm not sure if that's a realistic goal, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. I think something for the future is that we need someone to be a face for things like climate change or pollution, or a face for the trees and deforestation, similar to like Jane Goodall and how she was a face for, and still is a face for, primates. I think we need somebody to be associated with these environmental challenges in order to see some change, because there's a lot of misinformation and confusion in the general public about some of these environmental issues that we're facing. Something else I want for the future would be for people to be more conscious in their decision-making processes and their choices, and to be intentional and mindful when purchasing products or communicating with one another, because there's a lot to be said for thoughtfulness and not in so much the spiritual way. And well, that's important. It's also important because it can make people think differently, and make companies and corporations and even local systems function differently if a community makes changes. So that's something I hope I see in my lifetime. It was more conscious and mindful people. But most importantly, for the future, I hope that there is more education opportunities. I think that education is such an important opportunity that people should be allowed to have. It should be something that is not only in richer nations, it should be available for people all over the world, because education can bring about new ideas and beliefs and different morals, and it can also help people find what they care about and what they're passionate about, which can lead to social evolution and for innovation. So I think that's one of the big things that I hope to see in the future. And lastly, my advice for people who want to be a change agent would be to find something that you're passionate about and that you love, and to go with that, and to choose that, and to make changes about what you care about. Because if you don't care about something, or you're doing it for other reasons like money or fame, I think it's a lot more difficult and perhaps not as rewarding as when you do things out of love or out of compassion. And I think it's also important to make personal changes instead of pointing the finger all the time. It's important to be introspective and to think about what you bring to the table and what you can fix about your lifestyle or your consumer habits. So